Hello again. This is a video about pronunciation of English, but what I'm trying to do here, I want to help you to improve your listening understanding of English. So how pronunciation and listening are connected. So I think you understand. People speak faster, yeah, so people speak quite fast and we get emotional in our speaking. So that's why we don't pronounce words like they are written. So if you expect to hear what you see, it doesn't work like that. Not only in English, but in all the languages which you will learn. So written speech and spoken speech, so to say, are different. And if you want to understand native speakers, if you want to hear and understand English, you need to understand that words will not be pronounced as they are written. And you need to know what to expect. Because actually it's very easy to get to know what's happening in speaking. Yeah? So how people speak. As you probably know, I'm writing a series of blog posts about this topic. So this is a listening series in a number of posts, step by step. I'm explaining you how the speech is, how the words are transformed in speaking to help you understand native English or to help you understand fast English. And I will demonstrate these principles here, but feel free to go to my blog and read about these rules. So step by step, it takes not very long, believe me. It's not a whole book of rules like grammar, for example. It's simple principles, but I don't know, for some reason, most English learners just never heard of it. So if you were not trained about pronunciation or listening, you just don't know about it. Once you understand what you should expect from spoken English, so you can understand English better. This phrase here, I was using it in one of my posts. It demonstrates most of the problems which English learners have in learning to understand listening English. So let's have a look. So most listening problems arise if you expect this to sound like half an hour ago. Okay? It is not pronounced like that. In reality, it sounds half an hour ago. In my speaking, I'm a teacher. Yeah, it's quite long, but half an hour ago. For a native speaker, it will be quite fast. So what happens? Let's have a look. And the first problem in English is the spelling. Yeah, the most words, many words, are written not like they are pronounced. And in this particular phrase, we have two examples. Yeah, so we have words with silent letters. So half, we don't say it like that. L is silent here, so half. And it should be hour, but it is not. No, it should be horror, probably. So ha here is silent again. And R is silent in British English, but again, it's tricky. I will show a little bit later what happens with R. But generally, yes, this word is hour. Okay? So if you know the word only from writing and you don't know how it is pronounced, you will expect to hear this and you will make a mistake. You will not catch these words in spoken English. So be sure when you learn new words, you need to go to the dictionary to hear how this word is pronounced and to repeat after the speaker to be sure that you can identify this word in listening and then say it correctly in speaking. So in this case, there are a lot of words in English with silent letters. So check the list and be sure that you know how to pronounce them correctly. Half hour. Okay? Then the next thing, what happens next? So if you think about the meaning of this phrase, you will see that half an hour mean one thing. It's 30 minutes period. Yeah, so it's one idea. And ago means before, so 30 minutes before. So this is one idea. And in speaking, we don't make pauses, these breaks between words like we write. So we don't speak like that. You don't speak like that in your native language. So we pronounce words together if they mean one thing. So in speaking, the sentence is divided not in words, but in tone units. One tone unit means one thing. So in a sentence, for example, I came home half an hour ago and now I would like to have some dinner. Half an hour ago will be one tone unit because it means one thing. So there will be no pauses between these words. I will say it half an hour ago. Okay? So I told you before that this R is not pronounced. Yeah, when I say 1 hour, in British English, this will be a silent letter. But hour ago, it's kind of uncomfortable to say. That's why in connections, in words like this, again in British English, in American English, we don't have a problem like this. So when you have this vowel like or, this R will arise, okay, so it will be said. I will say it half an hour ago. It's one word in pronunciation, so this is what you need to understand, and it's very important. And this rules again that that you can hear, for example, or that an hour, yeah. So this is the rules of connections. We call it linking. And again, it's not a long list. If you have a look at it, and if you learn these connections, your brain will know what to expect when you listen to native speakers. So it will help you improve your listening and understanding remarkably. Okay? And the last thing. So when we now know that all these words are connected, we now know not all the letters are pronounced. So one more thing. Again, we speak fast, we don't have time, we are in a hurry, and we can get emotional, so it can be very, very, I don't know, so nervous, yeah? And what will be happening? We will be putting accents to the words which we think mean something, are important, and all other words will just be there, but they will not be so important. So this is the rules of stress. And again, it is one thing which you need to know. In English, the difference between stressed words and unstressed words is very big. Okay? So here, half, 30 minutes. Yeah? So half, it's an important word. Hour, it's an important word. But here, N, it's a grammar word. It means one, but it doesn't have its own meaning, to tell the truth. So it will be weaker. So I will say half hour. This is how it will sound. And again, this is a list of words which you need to know are stressed, and a list of words which you know are not stressed. Again, go to my blog, read about it. It's not very difficult, but it will help you understand better. So in this case, the phrase, well, I'm sorry, I'm a teacher. I say everything like that to people. So, but in fast speaking, it will be like half an hour, it will be a very weak word, okay? So this is what happens in the phrase when it's spoken fast. This is how it becomes half an hour ago instead of half an hour ago. Two different things, yes? I think so. Well, again, don't stress out about English. It's not just English. I'm sure you do the same in your native language too. So all the speakers they try to find the most comfortable way to pronounce it. So it's a bit tricky if you don't know, but once you have understood how it works, you will be able to catch it and you will be able to understand the words which you already know from reading. Okay, so thank you very much for watching. Please go to the blog and ask any questions you have, or ask the questions here, and I will be giving you more listening practice like this to help you feel confident in communication and understand what people say. Goodbye.